there'll be at least two Kiwis working at this week's 107th US Golf Open. Keep sending them in, by the way. Love to see them. The 107th US Golf Open is in Oakmont, Pennsylvania this year. Two Kiwis working at it. New Zealand's Michael Campbell, the 2005 champion, will try to resurrect an ordinary year, while nomadic Kiwi Mark Hap Cameron is working behind the scenes. The 24-year-old globe-trotting Otago University graduate is helping erect tents for the prestigious event to be held at Oakmont. It's a country club about 20 minutes out of Pittsburgh. It's just part of an incredible OE adventure that began 4 years ago and is far from complete. Hap joins me now after a long day's work. And a hard day's work, I imagine. Good afternoon, Hap.
How you doing, Jim?
What sort of tents are you putting up? Are these media or hospitality tents? Or
just hospitality tents. It's like just big hospitality tents, which the big companies just pay money for their clients to come to and enjoy a day at the golf.
You're an old hand at this. You did the same job in 2005 when he won, didn't you?
Yeah, when old Michael Campbell won, yeah, it was a pretty good time, actually. I struck it lucky to be there. But I've just done that tournament and this one.
Maybe you'll bring him luck again.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be great to see him take it out again.
What's it like working on such a big event, and how's little old Oakmont handling the pressure, Hap?
Well, it's not really little. It's Oakmont's just a very wealthy suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is about probably about 1 million people. But it's pretty exciting. You know, all the signs up around town with the shops saying "Welcome US Open fans." A lot of traffic, police out directing traffic. But it's great to be here.
Yeah, are Kiwis well accepted in the US?
I think US, but worldwide. My travels so far, like everywhere you go in the world, I'm proud to say I'm from New Zealand, and everyone says like, what a beautiful country. Obviously, Lord of the Rings has put it on the map. And everyone that's been to New Zealand as well that I've met is just can't say enough good things about New Zealand and the people also. So it's very, very well accepted.
Well, of course, Hap is on the map too. Your goal is to live and work in every continent of the world before you're 30. You're 3.5 years into it. How's it going? Where have you been recently?
I could go on there, but recently I was in Canada working, and then I had to leave Canada and wait for my work visa to be processed to Canada. So I went down to Mexico to travel around there, and then 2 months of traveling in Mexico, found out my work visa had been refused for Canada. So I was basically just stuck in Mexico, and ended up just buying a surfboard, learnt to surf, and travelled down the Pacific coast with a friend, and then ended up on the Guatemalan-Mexico border, and just did volunteer work at an orphanage there for 2 months. Yeah, and then after that, I met my girlfriend, my now girlfriend, and living with her in Denver, Colorado, in America. And now, yeah, basically.
So what's next for you after the Open then? What do you do next?
End of the month, my girlfriend and I are going down to Colombia for 6 weeks of backpacking down there with the plan.
Lordy, what's it like? What's it like backpacking in Colombia?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. But it's meant to be a very beautiful country and great people, so really looking forward to it.
Just don't pick the plants. So
yeah, sure.
So where did you head first 4 years ago? Tell us just quickly, if you wouldn't mind, about your adventure, because people looking at doing the big OE thing, there's no better example than that provided by you, really.
Basically, about just over 4 years ago, I went to Seoul, South Korea to go teach English. And went there and lived there for 15 months. And after there, went over to Spain and chaperoned for a very rich family, chaperoned their 17-year-old son and taught him business studies for his exams for 4 months. And a bit of travel over Europe, and then over to Brazil with my good friend who I travelled with for a couple of years. Went to Brazil for 6 weeks. Then it was back up to America to work, and then over to Europe for a little bit, then back to America, and then I was up to Canada, basically, yeah.
And you were on some big super boat on the Med?
Oh, that was just, I worked for an extremely rich family in Spain who I met in Korea.
Right.
They flew me out to teach their son, and they're extremely rich. And they had a super yacht, like a 33-metre super yacht. And the father just came in one day when I was teaching the son and said he just fired all his crew and I needed someone to give them the hand to bring the boat back from France and sail it back into Spain. So he flew me up in the private jet and helped them bring the boat back from France back into Spain. That was a pretty good week's work.
That is a pretty good week's work. You see, you are represented to us as someone who really maximises the OE experience. What's the secret to that? You seem to fall into some very nice gigs and have all sorts of interesting experiences. What's the secret?
Well, it's just having no real plans, I suppose. Like, you're not really tied down to do anything, you know. So if an opportunity comes up, you're able to take it, really. That's the best way of doing it, I think.
So before you're 30, you want to go everywhere, do you, essentially?
Yeah, well, that's always the plan, try and live and work in every continent of the world. So, yeah, that's the plan, yeah.
As well as the luxury boats on the Mediterranean, though, I suppose you've done your share of menial jobs and cleaning out washrooms and whatever. There are two sides to OE out there, if you're like you.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to kind of take what you can, I suppose, to get the money. Yeah, I've done a few funny jobs, like you said, working in the washroom was a washroom attendant, which, you know, the people you see on the movies, handing out the paper towels and cleaning the toilets and handing out cologne in the washrooms. Yep, been there and done that. But no, it's all pretty good experiences, though. Really. You worked as a
fudge packer. You packed fudge.
Yeah, I suppose I should really explain that one. I think, Jim, to the listeners there. Like, I packed fudge. I actually packed my own fudge. I used to stand in a shop window at a ski resort town in Canada, and I would make fudge in the shop window while tourists took photos, and then I would pack my own fudge. Yes, it was a good job.
Gee, you've worked at some interesting ones. So one piece of advice, I'm probably putting you on the spot in terms of distilling it down, but do you have any one piece of advice for a young person heading away from New Zealand about to see the world? What would you say?
Definitely, like, go out and do it, and it's you just have a great time. Like, go out there with an open mind, and Kiwis are pretty good at that as well. You know, we're pretty laid back, friendly people that get on with everyone. So just get out there and do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's the best advice of all. I hope you have a great week. Is there much to see up there already? It's just everything being put up and erected, is it?
Yeah, well, they're having the practice rounds at the moment, so there's all the goss going around. Tiger Woods was there at 7 o'clock this morning, and you have a whole lot of people coming to watch the practice rounds, so everything kicks off on Thursday.
Right.
Think. So we're just busy at work trying to get it all up and ready.
Very good. We'll leave you to it. Thanks for talking to us after a long day.
All right, thanks a lot, Jim.
Mark Hap Cameron, working behind the scenes at the US Open and working his way around the world on the Big OE.